Oh.
Hello, world. We are the Brother Floggers. We're here to help you know what to watch and who to watch it with so you can know if a movie is groovy for you. We're doing a review of The Turning, and we invited Finn Wolfhard here to be with us, but we told him to meet us here tomorrow because he's kind of a weird, gangly creature. So we
didn't know if we wanted.
We didn't know if we actually wanted to meet him or not. So he probably show up tomorrow and be like, "What the heck, dude?"
We'll be hiding with the doors locked.
Yeah, because he's only in creepy movies thus far in his career. So we're doing The Turning, which is based on a book called The Turning of the Screw, and it's about a governess who gets hired to, she gets hired to be the governess for a couple of orphaned thoroughbred children. And as she gets to know them and the house, she finds out that the children are creepy and the house is creepy, and that's the end of the movie.
This is pretty much it.
It's a good movie. There we go. And this movie, it did start off strong.
Yeah, it was actually really good at the beginning. I thought it was super creepy.
It had a couple of good scares.
Yeah, it built up well. I thought this is going to be a really good horror film, despite all the negative critic reviews I've heard. It started out really good. I thought it was really good.
But then, as you go through the movie, it does the turning. So it turns into worse and worse and worse.
It does. Really, I mean, that's what it was like. It was like it went from this really good movie and just... at the end, it's almost like, why is this titled this? Because it did become so crappy. I was like, what just happened to this movie? This is terrible.
Yeah, the cast is not super well known. The kid Miles, that's Flynn Wolfhard. I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
Wolfhard.
Wolfhard. Say Wolfhard.
Wolfhard. He's a great creepy kid from the Stranger Things. And that's pretty much all he does so far, like we said in his career.
Yeah, and he does. I thought he was really good. He's cast perfect for this.
Being weird.
Yeah, he's a weird, creepy kid, and that's his character. Mm-hmm. That's who he's supposed to be. And I thought Mackenzie Davis did really good. She's the governess, and I thought she was good. I thought she was. I just don't think her character was very well written.
Yeah, I don't know if it was writing or what. Is just.
I don't know.
It was hard to really get into her character too much.
Well, I felt like she was just... I mean, with any horror film, the characters are always a little bit stupid, but I just felt like she was just like... All these things were happening, and it was just like...
She was so uninquisitive. She's like,
yeah,
oh, that's weird. I could ask someone who might know about the house, but
like the Mrs. Gross who lived there. I could ask her.
Mrs. Gross was really gross. She was great.
Awesome. She was one of my favorite characters as far as a scary movie.
She kind of looks like a corpse that's walking around.
She does. Her facial
she has just like a really thin, like bony face. I don't know. And her picture's not even up on IMDb, and I think it's because she looks like that in real life.
They were afraid to put it up there.
That's my guess, right?
Yeah, it was well. I thought the little girl was a really good actress too. She was cute as really good.
She's super cute. You always like cute kids in scary movies.
Yeah, because it makes it a little bit creepier.
Yeah,
like how can
kids
little
are
kid be
creepy?
That cute. I don't know why it is. I don't know how they do that in horror movies. They're not really that scary in real life. I don't think.
That's debatable. Depends on where you're coming from. One thing that I did struggle with this is the flow of the movie. The first half, like you said, was really good, but then it just started getting really jumpy. And there's a couple things like, how do we get in this scene? Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like the horse chase scene. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah.
There's like you're going along, and then all of a sudden, on horses like chasing each other, and you're like, how did we get here?
Yeah, it was like kind of like a weird romantic scene where they're chasing each other, but it was like in a horror kind of way.
If you watch the deleted scenes, though, it explains how they got into that position.
So why didn't they add that?
I don't know. There's a great scene that they deleted that explains why they're chasing each other through the woods, and it makes way more sense than watching the movie. So
if you watch this one, you have to watch all the deleted scenes.
And the alternate ending.
Yeah.
So that you can understand
This one's going hard not to spoil, but the ending is... It is one of the worst endings I've ever seen, other than like The Open House, if you've ever seen that one from Netflix. This really was like, it ended, and literally, I think...
Well, it didn't end.
It didn't end. Yeah, I think when it cut to the credits, I think my face honestly was like, what just happened? Like, what? Where? Why? Like, what?
Yeah. Because it ends with like a scare, but it doesn't show you what's scaring...
What the scare was.
What the scare was.
And why it scared that way. Like, it was just so weird.
Huh.
It was a terrible ending.
There's a lot of great YouTube videos on what the ending actually means, though. So I would recommend watching those if you watch it.
Well, when it ended, I kind of thought the direction. I mean, you kind of have two directions you could take.
They drop enough hints, yeah.
But it's just there should have been one more scene to just kind of explain things. Like it was just, and plus kind of the build up to the end. They had like these weird electric guitar songs and like. Yeah, it was like
ghost.
It's like, I guess because the ghost is maybe a hippie. I don't know.
Well, he was into like heavy metal.
Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just
typical Ghost Riders.
Such a typical rapist ghost dude.
Yeah,
which it kind of ends up being.
Which
he's a perv ghost. Kind of what happens in this one. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, there's this weird scene with like these corpse hands.
Yeah, and at first you're like, ooh, that's scary. But then you find out why those hands are on her.
And you're like, that's just
sick.
That's a different kind of creepy right there.
A whole level of creepy we didn't want to go to. So I think as far as a rating on this movie...
I don't know. I was going to give, when I was watching, I was like, oh, probably like 1 thumb. But after seeing the ending, I'm like, can I get maybe a half a thumb? Like, maybe even 0 thumb.
I think for the benefit of the first half of the movie, like honestly, you could turn this off halfway through and you'd really be okay. And so I think I'm going to give it, I've never done this before, a 1/4 thumb.
You might need to actually cut your thumb off.
Yeah, 2 thumbs, we're going 1/4. That's all I could give it, because I did really enjoy the first half hour of this movie. I thought it was built up well, had a good backstory coming onto it, and I just thought it was going to be a really solid horror film, and it wasn't.
No. I wonder if they just ran out of time and they're like, well, let's write this part. Oh, no, we're out of time. Just end the movie. We're over budget.
And we're done.
And we've got this scene. We'll just end with that.
I mean, it's a horror film. It's PG-13.
It's not a super hardcore horror film. No. It's not as creepy as like The Ring or some of those things. I
think a 16 plus would be appropriate for this.
Yeah.
Any horror film, I wouldn't go less than that, just because of the
content.
It was especially with this, with
super
the
scary
kind of the perverted ghost angle that they took on it. I almost think that 16 plus. It's not like terrible like.
No, they don't show you anything, but like
they insinuate.
Yeah, because he's.
I'd go 16 plus. I think.
A perv poltergeist.
Those are the worst.
Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to be sure to like and subscribe, and let us know in the comments what you thought of the ending, and if you. Well, I don't want to spoil it, so just let us know if it's crazy or not.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see you guys next movie.